Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through a couple player props I like on Prizepicks for today's NBA slate on Wednesday, December the 27th. We've got 6 NBA games tonight on a Wednesday, a little bit of a smaller slate than what we're used to for a Wednesday, but still wanted to give you guys some early props I did like for this slate. Do have 2 picks I like taking a first look at the board on Tuesday night. So as always guys, before we do talk through these 2 plays, would appreciate it if you guys would hit that like button down below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to the channel and if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have an account over on Prizepicks, you can sign up linked down below in the description, or just use that promo code NOAH. When you do sign up, you will get your first deposit matched up to $100. Also want to shout out Sleeper because we do have a partnership with Sleeper as well, guys. And if you don't have an account over on Sleeper, you can download the Sleeper app, use promo code NOAH over on Sleeper, and you'll get your first deposit matched up to $500. Now, if you don't know what Sleeper is, they are an app similar to Prizepicks, similar to a lot of these other DFS apps you do see around the industry. But over on Sleeper, you are able to win up to 100x your money. You can build some entries over there, up to 8 picks, win up to 100x your money. Sleeper does offer a lot of the major sports like NBA, NFL, college football, college basketball, MLB, all those major sports are available over on Sleeper. Again, if you guys don't have an account over there, if you want to try out Sleeper, you can sign up, use that promo code NOAH, and get your first deposit matched up to $500. But yeah, guys, let's talk through the Prizepicks plays I do like for today. I do want to recap our 2 plays from Tuesday's video before we talk through today's plays. And Tuesday, man, was very, very frustrating. So we took the over on Alperen Şengün's points prop at 22.5. That was a play that cashed relatively easily. I think Şengün wound up going over his points prop. I want to say he hit like late in the third quarter. Unfortunately, though, we took the over on John Morant's assist prop at 7.5, and Morant finished with 7 assists. I want to say he had 6 assists heading into the fourth quarter. He got 1 assist in the fourth quarter, but couldn't get a second assist. The game actually wound up going to overtime, so we got a little bit lucky because the game went to overtime. And then I wasn't watching the game, but I saw on the play-by-play, they credited John Morant with an assist during the overtime period, but then wound up stat correcting it and taking it away, which was obviously annoying. But I wasn't watching the game. I don't really know, if I couldn't tell if Ja actually got the assist or not. I just had to go by what the box score said. The box score had him with an assist. They gave him an assist during the overtime period, but then wound up taking it away. And that happens with NBA sometimes. Assists get credited by accident, and I'm guessing that's what happened. And it's a tough beat. It is what it is, man. The game wound up going to overtime, so I guess we kind of got a little bit lucky because of that. But super annoying to get stat corrected like that. I refreshed the Prizepicks app. I saw he had 8 assists, and then I checked the box score again. Saw he had 7. Refresh Prizepicks, and it went back down to 7. So that was a tough one, man. Tough way to go out, with that pick. But it is what it is. We move on to the next day. We've still been doing pretty well over the last few days with our picks, and hopefully you guys have been tailing and making some money. I do want to say before we talk through today's plays, want to thank you guys. We did hit 50,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel yesterday. Crazy milestone. Appreciate all your guys' support. Appreciate everyone that has come to the channel, that has liked the video, subscribed to the channel. 50K is a huge milestone, and I don't want that to be the last milestone. I want to keep growing this channel, keep making content for you guys. Thank you again to everyone who has supported the channel along the way. But let's talk through the picks I do like for this Wednesday slate. PRA prop, I got a PRA prop I'm liking, guys, and then I got a points prop that I'm liking. So for PRA, I want to take a look at Scottie Barnes' PRA, 38.5, and I do like the over here for Scottie Barnes. Now, if you take a look at DK Sportsbook right now, they do have Scottie Barnes' PRA prop currently set at 39.5. Now, the juice is favoring the under on 39.5 at -125 over on DK Sportsbook. But this line is set at 38.5 on Prizepicks, and that's what makes me really like the over here. There's a lot of reasons I like this play, though. Scottie Barnes gets a great matchup here against the Wizards. The Wizards are probably one of the best matchups you can get this season just because of how fast they play, how bad they are defensively. So far this season, the Wizards are playing at the fastest pace in the league, and they have the worst defensive rating in the league. So the Wizards play fast. They don't play any defense. And if you look at the Wizards this season, they have also given up the second most points in the paint. Now, Scottie Barnes this season has really developed. He started to develop a good three-point shot, and we've seen him really be able to score from outside of the paint area and behind the arc and stuff like that. He was a player last season that did a lot of scoring kind of around the rim and near the paint. But this season he's been able to score kind of from all areas. If you look at his first 2 seasons in the league, Scottie Barnes only averaged about 2.5 to 3 3-point attempts per game. Well, so far this season, Scottie Barnes is averaging over 5 3-point attempts per game. He's shooting a career high 38% from three. He's averaging 2 3-pointers made per game. So he has really, taken a big leap forward when it comes to his offensive game. He's really started to, develop a good 3-point shot. He's averaging 20 and a half or over 20 and a half points per game this season after averaging just 15 points per game his first 2 seasons in the league. So the scoring has been up for Scottie Barnes. The rebounding has been up as well, averaging over 9 rebounds per game, and he's been handling the ball more. And that was something we kind of expected, heading into the season without Fred VanVleet. It was, we were going to assume that, Scottie Barnes was going to have a, bigger ball handling role, going to see his assist spike. And this year, he's averaging nearly 6 assists per game. So really all of Scottie Barnes' stats this season are way up from his first 2 seasons. And it kind of makes sense because without Fred VanVleet now, he has been able to take a big leap forward. Scottie Barnes has. He's pretty much the number 1/2 option on this team in terms of him and Pascal Siakam. You could argue that Barnes has been like the number 1 guy on this team this season. But we know Barnes is someone that will stuff the stat sheet. He can score. He can get rebounds. He can get assists as well. So far this season, he is averaging the second most rebound chances per game on the team. 14.3 rebound chances per game. He's averaging the second most potential assists per game on the team, 10.6 potential assists. And again, the scoring has been there for Scottie Barnes this year, averaging over 20 points per game. Matchup's great here against the Wizards. Wizards are terrible defensively. They give up a ton of points in the paint. That's where Scottie Barnes can do a lot of his damage. Again, he's been able to do a lot of damage outside of the paint this year, but that's where he does do a lot of damage is in the paint, and that's where the Wizards are vulnerable. So really, really like the spot for Scottie Barnes. Like the fact that we're getting his PRA prop at 38.5 when DK Sportsbook has his line set at 39.5. And I know he did face the Wizards once this season. He didn't have the greatest game. If you look at his one game this season earlier this year against the Wizards, he only had 32 PRA. He had 19 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. But that was really early on in the season. That was kind of before Scottie Barnes really took this big leap that he's taken. I mean, he did start off the season playing really well, but I would say over like the last month or two is when Scottie Barnes has really started to take this big leap. And when they faced the Wizards, that was one of their first, I think it was like their first 8 or 9 games into the season when they faced them. But yeah, I like this spot. It's quite a bit for Scottie Barnes. I think the matchup's really good here. I think he's got a good chance of going over 38.5 PRA today. So that's the first prop I do like for today. And then the other play I like to pair with that one is going to be a points prop, and we're going to look at DeAnthony Melton, 12.5 points, and I like the over here as well. So DeAnthony Melton, you can't really look too much at his last 5 games because all these games, except for this one against Miami, all these games were without Joel Embiid, or were with Joel Embiid. Embiid did play in all these games where he went under this prop. Obviously, last game, Embiid was out on Christmas Day, and DeAnthony Melton did have 15 points in that game against Miami. And if you look at this season without Joel Embiid, DeAnthony Melton has played 4 games this season without Embiid, and he has gone over this points prop in all 4 games. He faced the Timberwolves on November 22nd without Embiid, played 30 minutes in a blowout and had, I'm pretty sure it was a blowout. He only played 30 minutes, but played 30 minutes and had 16 points on 3 for 11 shooting. And then against the Pelicans, he played 30 minutes. I think that game might have been a blowout as well. Played 30 minutes, had 17 points on 5 for 14 shooting. And then against Boston, he played 37 minutes, had 21 points on 7 for 19 shooting. And then against Miami, last game, he played 37 minutes, had 15 points on 5 for 17 shooting. But if you look at Melton this season, like in these games without Embiid, he's been able to go over this points prop in all 4 games, and he's been doing it on pretty poor shooting efficiency. 3 for 11 against Minnesota, 5 for 14 against the Pelicans, 7 for 19 against Boston, 5 for 17. So even though the shooting efficiency has been bad in these games, he has still had the volume, which is what we really want. Like, we want, obviously, anytime you're taking an over on a player's points prop, you want them, common sense here, you want them to shoot the ball as much as possible. And DeAnthony Melton has had pretty good volume in terms of his the amount of shots he's taking in the games he's played without Embiid, 11, 14, 19, and 17 shot attempts. Now, do want to mention that one of those games, the Boston game, was without Tyrese Maxey, and then 3 of the games, the game against Minnesota, the game against the Pelicans, and the game against Boston were all without Kelly Oubre. Last game, Kelly Oubre and Tyrese Maxey both played. Melton did still score 15 points. Now, It was a little weird that the Sixers last game put up, like, how many points they put up? The Sixers put up 113 points last game without Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey only scored 12 points. Like, that was obviously a little bit of a fluke. Normally, you would expect Maxey to be the number one scoring option on this team when Embiid is out. Maxey did struggle from the field last game, but Melton has still had a really big role in the games he's played without Joel Embiid this season. And if you look at the on-off splits, De'Anthony Melton has actually seen the biggest spike in his usage rate. Both Tyrese Maxey and De'Anthony Melton have had a 6.8% bump in their usage rate without Embiid on the floor this season. Melton is actually second on the team in usage behind Tyrese Maxey when you take Joel Embiid off the floor. So Melton has been a really big beneficiary this year when Embiid's been out. Obviously, Embiid is out for today. Now, the matchup here is probably not the best facing the Magic. The Magic have been a very good defensive team this season, but the Magic are on a back-to-back. Maybe they're just not. They don't play as sharp tonight on the second night of a back-to-back. Who knows? But regardless, Melton's role has been really good this year without Joel Embiid. He's hit this line in 4 out of 4 games without Embiid this season. He's had great volume in all those games, and he's not even shot the ball that well in those games and still been able to go over this points prop. So I do like this play quite a bit. It's definitely one of my favorite plays early on in the day. Early on, taking kind of a first look at the board is De'Anthony Melton more than 12.5 points. But again, guys, these are 2 early props that I do like for Wednesday's NBA slate for December 27th. 2 props, guys. We'll see what the board has when we take a look again at it on Wednesday. As always, I do share more Prizepicks plays over on Patreon. If you guys want to check that out, you can do so, linked down below in the description. We did have a good day in the Patreon. We hit 4 out of 4 plays. Technically, one of our plays was a push. We took Buddy Hield under 5 rebounds, which pushed. But we did hit the other 3 plays we gave out on Patreon, so it was a really good day on on Tuesday, and hopefully we can make it an even better day here on Wednesday. But appreciate you guys watching the video. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And again, if you guys don't have an account over on Prizepicks, be sure to sign up for Prizepicks. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up, and you will get your first deposit matched up to $100. But that's all that I got for tonight, guys. Good luck on this slate. Appreciate you guys watching the video. We will see you in the next one.